The world's top athletes truly do live the lifestyles of the rich and famous. They sail on 100-foot yachts, fly private, and journey to only the most luxurious vacation spots. So how did they earn the money that lets them live this fashionably? Let's take a look at the top 10 highest-paid athletes of all time. Kobe Bryant, $800 million. Kobe Bryant knew he was going to be a star from the day he entered the league and bet on himself early in his career. Bryant was one of only 5 players to vote against the 1999 collective bargaining agreement that capped individual player salaries despite the fact that he had only 7 starts under his belt. He ended up cashing that bet in big. Kobe's earnings during his playing career was tops among all team athletes, and over his final 6 seasons in the NBA, Bryant had the highest NBA salary in the league. After he made $3.5 million over his first 3 years as a Laker, Bryant earned $320 million over his next 7 seasons in the league. Off-the-court ventures had Kobe taken in around $680 million per year. Again, the most per season by an athlete that plays a team sport, and behind only Tiger Woods, Michael Schumacher, and Floyd Mayweather. Bryant has endorsed a wide range of top brands like Mercedes-Benz, McDonald's, Sprite, Nintendo, Sony, Hublot, and more that helped him earn more than $350 million off the court during his career. The 5-time NBA champion and 18-time All-Star became the first African American to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film in 2017, and the first former professional athlete to be nominated and to win an Academy Award in any category for his film, Dear Basketball. In 2016, Bryant helped launch Bryant Stiebel, a venture capital firm focused on different businesses, including media, data, and technology, with $100 million in funding, which has only expanded his portfolio. Cristiano Ronaldo, $800 million. Cristiano Ronaldo was already stacking Benjamins before recently inking a new 4-year deal with Juventus that will net him $64 million per year. In total, the 3-time Ballon d'Or winner, who's tallied a record 128 goals over the course of his Champions League appearances, brought in $109 million in 2019 in contracts and endorsements, which Ronaldo has a long list of. In fact, more than 44% of Ronaldo's yearly income comes in via endorsements from a slew of companies, including Tag Heuer, Altis, DAZN, Electronic Arts, Herbalife, and MTG. That list doesn't even include Ronaldo's biggest cash cow, Nike, which will pay him over $1 billion throughout the course of his life. Ronaldo has the most followers on Instagram with over $400 million, strengthening his celebrity. And the 35-year-old has also promoted Herbalife and a hair transplant company. Phil Mickelson, $815 million. Mickelson has played second fiddle to Tiger Woods throughout his entire career, both on the golf course and in the bank. Mickelson has won 44 PGA Tour events and 5 major championships, both of which are second behind Tiger among active players. His $91 million in career prize money trails only one golfer as well, Tiger Woods. Mickelson nabbed one of his biggest paychecks in 2018 in a winner-take-all TV event against Woods. He defeated his rival for a $9 million purse, but that large lump sum pales in comparison to some of the checks he's cashed for his work off the course. Mickelson has lucrative sponsorship deals with Amgen, ExxonMobil, KPMG, Rolex, Greyhawk, and the Greenbrier, as well as 2 new partners in Intrepid Financial Partners and Workday. He's earned over $700 million as a pitchman for those 2 big-time companies. Floyd Mayweather Jr., $1 billion. There's a reason he's known as Floyd Money Mayweather. One of the greatest fighters of all time, became the first boxer ever to cross the billion-dollar threshold in 2017, which he did prior to a lucrative prize fight against Conor McGregor. Mayweather's road to $1 billion was paved by shrewd marketing and a $750,000 bet on himself. Mayweather, a notorious gambler, split from Hall of Fame promoter Bob Arum in 2006 and wagered that he could make more dough marketing himself, which he did. Mayweather rose to the top of the boxing world over the last decade, amassing a 50-0 record. While out of the ring, he became the ultimate showman. In 2007, he pocketed $25 million for his split decision win over Oscar de la Hoya, which started a string of 12 straight paydays of $25 million or more for Mayweather. Mayweather's May 2015 fight against Pacquiao set every financial record for combat sports. The fight reeled in $440 million off of pay-per-view revenue and $72 million off gate receipts. Mayweather's final payday for the fight was nearly $250 million, and he earned over $450 million over 2.5 years, thanks to a lucrative contract with Showtime. Mayweather stays busy when he doesn't have his gloves on too, and owns Girl Collection, a Las Vegas strip club, in addition to a number of properties around the world. Michael Schumacher, $1 billion. During the peak of Michael Schumacher's career, which saw the race car driver win a record 7 Formula One World Championships and a record number of races, he earned around $80 to $100 million on a yearly basis. He's arguably the most successful Formula One race car driver in history. Off the track, he grossed around $50 million from endorsement deals. In his prime racing days, Schumacher was paid $10 million annually by Shell for sporting a hat with the brand's logo to all of his public appearances. He also made $8 million by just wearing a cap with the logo of a German financial advisory company. In 2013, just before his retirement, Sports Illustrated claimed that he earned about $20 million every year racing for Mercedes, a stretch which spanned more than 20 years. Jack Nicklaus, $1.2 billion. Like some of his fellow golfers, Nicklaus has made most of his money off the course. Nicklaus's course design company is responsible for 410 courses in 41 countries. In addition, the Nicklaus business empire includes real estate, wine, ice cream, drinkware, golf academies, lemonade, and more. On the course, his portfolio was just as diversified. The Golden Bear won 73 PGA tournaments and a record 18 major championships. Nicklaus also holds the record for the most wins at the Masters with 6, and the Players' Championship with 3. Nicklaus has written several golf instructional books and an autobiography, My Story. He's also authored books on his golf course design methods and philosophy, and his book, Golf My Way, is one of the all-time classics of golf instruction and has been reissued several times since the initial printing in 1974. Arnold Palmer, $1.4 billion. Palmer won $3.6 million in prize money during his 52 years on the PGA Tour and Champions Tour, thanks to 62 career tour wins and 7 major championship victories. That's not a ton of money today, but it paid the bills back then. And like most athletes on this list, Palmer cashed in off the course. He earned 240 times that from appearances, endorsements, licensing, and golf course design. His estimated $875 million in career earnings ranks third all-time in sports behind only Jordan and Woods. And adjusted for inflation, Palmer had earned $1.4 billion, a significant amount of which has come since 2017 when Palmer passed away. Palmer's legacy off the course might be greater than on it. He pioneered modern sports marketing and helped found the Golf Channel, designed more than 300 golf courses around the world, and lent his name to apparel, beverages, and more. His brand has been a presence in American markets for decades, but more than 400 stores sell Arnold Palmer-branded apparel in Asia too. He still has sponsorship deals with companies like MasterCard, who use his image on many of their advertisements, and the Arnold Palmer line of beverages, which is based on Palmer's preferred blend of iced tea and lemonade, which was launched in 2001. Arizona Beverages produced 500 million cans of the line last year. Tiger Woods, $1.7 billion. Since he turned pro in 1996 at the age of 20, Tiger Woods has 82 PGA Tour victories and 15 major championship wins. His total career earnings are estimated at a staggering $1.7 billion, and Woods' net worth is currently about $800 million. Woods began to rake in the prize and sponsorship money when he went pro after 2 years in college. At the age of 20, he signed a $40 million contract with Nike and began winning tournaments, including a 12-stroke victory at the Masters in 1997, when he became the youngest Masters champion ever. Throughout his career, Tiger has made far more money from endorsement deals than he did with wins on the golf course. In 2014, it was estimated that 88% of what Woods made as a pro golfer, a total of $1.3 billion at that point, came from sponsorships. Take 2013, for example. Woods made $71 million from endorsement deals from companies including Nike, TaylorMade, Monster Energy, and Bridgestone Golf, and just $12 million on the golf course. At one time, he was also affiliated with AT&T, Gatorade, and Gillette. In addition to the prize money and endorsement deals he's still involved in, Tiger owns a restaurant called The Woods in Jupiter, Florida, and his company Tiger Woods Design is involved in the creation of design of high-end golf courses around the world. Ion Tsidiak, $2 billion. Ion Tsidiak, also known as the Brasov Bulldozer, is a former professional tennis and ice hockey player and current Romanian businessman. Tsidiak first broke into the sports world as an ice hockey player on the Romanian national team at the 1964 Winter Olympics. Soon after, he turned his attention to tennis. He won the gold medal in both the singles and mixed doubles divisions at the 1965 World University Games, and went on to coach some of the all-time great tennis players, including Boris Becker. Tsidiak didn't really start to make his money until he retired. After calling it quits as a professional athlete, Tsidiak began working as a technical consultant to various companies across Europe and the United States, and organized tennis tournaments like the Austrian Open. He was chairman of the Romanian Olympic Committee from 1998 to 2004, and in 1998, he became president of the Romanian National Olympic Committee. Following the collapse of communism in Romania, he founded the Tsidiak Group and started numerous businesses in retail, insurance, auto dealership, and airlines. In 1990, he founded the first private bank in post-communist Romania, and between that and several other enterprises, his fortune was estimated at $900 million in 2005. In 2007, Tsidiak became the first Romanian to enter Forbes' list of billionaires. The pile of money that he's sitting on has only grown since then. Michael Jordan, $2.1 billion. Michael Jordan is regarded by many as the greatest player of all time, but somehow, Jordan was the NBA's highest-paid player in only 2 seasons during his 15-year playing career. Jordan compiled 6 championships as a player, and his total playing salary during his career totaled $90 million. However, the 5-time MVP earned most of his cash off the floor. Jordan took home $1.7 billion from corporate partners during his time in the league. Since retiring, Jordan bought a majority stake in the Charlotte Hornets in 2010 for $175 million. The team is currently valued at $1.5 billion. Jordan has raked in money via sponsorship deals as well. He still has current contracts with Hanes, Gatorade, and Upper Deck, but Jordan's deal with Nike continues to be his real moneymaker. Jordan signed his first contract with Nike in 1984, which was worth $500,000 per year plus royalties. Last year, Nike backed up the Brinks truck for Jordan and handed him more than $100 million.